Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the video. If you are joining me live, I'm super excited to have you here. Honestly, I just had a little bit of time. I was like, I want to jump on, kind of talk to everybody. I promise I'm going to do a better job scheduling these in the future. But if you've been following me at all, you know that we went through a move this last summer. And that's kind of where my thoughts and everything have been focused. But we are through the move now. We are just about wrapped up with summertime, so I'm excited to kind of get back into a routine. I know part of that routine is going to be these live Q&As because I really do enjoy them. So I'm actually in my office now, which I didn't have at the house before, so I'm excited about that. And for Amazon Prime Day a few weeks ago, I actually got a walking pad so that I can get a few extra steps in kind of throughout the day as I'm sitting here working at the computer. The girls are at summer camp right now, so I got a little bit of free time and really just want to jump on. If you have any questions, feel free to drop those in the chat. And if you're watching this on the replay, be sure to let me know in the comments below and type replay. But other than that, super excited. Hey, what's going on, everybody? I always love to see you all joining. If you want, feel free to let me know in the chat where you're watching from. I always love to see how far these videos are making from. But hey, Daly, hey, Jacob, favorite ways to get cardio in? I was jumping right off with a question. I'm gonna get through as many of these as I can. So my favorite way to get cardio, absolute favorite, I love spin classes. Now, with that being said, I haven't done one in a long time, but I did them when I was in college. It's fun for me because cardio can seem like a dredge, like something that I can get bored with. So I like things that are fun and kind of take my mind off the monotony of what I'm doing. Like, for example, getting this walk in now while doing the live stream, this is my preferred way to get cardio in. Now, lifting session I can do because I enjoy that, but cardio I absolutely like to occupy my mind. If I do a walk like at the gym or something like that, I absolutely have to put a movie on to kind of take my mind off the monotony. Hey, what's going on? How's everybody? Really like your shorts. I really appreciate that. Again, they are super fun to make. Razo, what's going on? Fatty, what's up? I watch you every day. You motivate me so much. Hey, I really appreciate that. Honestly, what started as a way for me to just keep myself accountable has absolutely turned into a passion of mine. I love the opportunity to not only share what I'm doing, but the fact that I get to motivate and inspire others along the way is something that I really enjoy. I think one of the things that I don't talk about enough is when I was at my heaviest, before I started working at Publix and before I started making a lot of these YouTube videos, I was in a job that I absolutely hated. I was in the Army. I loved that. Got out of the Army, started working management position for a company. It was just like, I did not like it. That was part of the reason that I put on so much weight. I was not following something that I was passionate about. And the fact that I'm able to do this now and sustain myself and provide for my family, I'm just beyond blessed. So I love making the videos. Savage Isaac asking, how are you? I'm doing great, man. Hey, Boo, it's always great seeing you in the comments. Unfortunately, you all, I do not get a chance to reply to every comment. I think up till about 15,000 subscribers, I really tried my hardest to reply to every single comment. I am now at the point now where I don't even get to see every comment. There's just so many coming in, but there are some people that are on like every video and I absolutely see you. So Boo, is always great seeing you here and seeing you in the comments. Manly, I finally caught one of your lives. I promise I'm going to start scheduling these. And I know one of the questions, if it hasn't happened yet, a lot of people want to know where the vlogs are going, like the daily vlogs. And I'm going to be honest with you. So there's two things that I think about. Because we finished moving this summer and I'm now home with the girls, except for this week because they're at camp. Carrie's work, I'm home with the girls and doing this and the online coaching and all that. So my focus is absolutely on the girls. And whenever I film a day in the life vlog, it takes away from what I'm doing because I got to film all the shots and everything. So it has not been a priority of mine this summer. Once the girls are back in school and we're kind of in a more stable routine, I'm going to start filming the vlogs again. I filmed another long form YouTube video today, so that should be up next week. But I'm going to get back into the vlogs. I just need to find a rhythm that is sustainable for me. And maybe at some point, while I'm here in Melbourne, I'll find a videographer to work with. That is helpful to me because then they can just kind of follow me around. And it makes it more convenient to kind of make the vlogs. But lives is going to be something I'll be scheduling as well, kind of once the girls get back to school and we're in a routine. Hey, Ryan, I also live in Melbourne, love Melbourne, grew up here, graduated Palm Bay High. It's crazy to think Carrie and I moved away 18 years ago, man. Time absolutely flies. Hey, Ryan, you're one of my biggest inspirations. Look forward to seeing you on Match Awards. I really appreciate that. Again, I love the opportunity to make and share the videos. Hopefully this isn't too loud with the treadmill. But again, I am back on trying to lose a little bit of weight. I'm at the end of the move, I got to about 222 pounds. When everything was said and done, we were eating out a lot. I wasn't as focused, which is fine, right? Life comes in seasons. But I'm now kind of refocused on my weight loss goals. This morning I was down to about 213. So I'm chasing, kind of below that 200 number in the next few months. If I could be there by Thanksgiving time, I think that would be good. Again, 2, maybe 3 pounds a month is what I'm shooting for. Nothing extreme, but a little bit of walking helps that. Hey, Maddie, I love your videos. Keep being amazing. I really appreciate that. Again, if you ever see me out in public, be sure to come up and say hey, because it really does mean so much to me. Is it just you or your family fasting? So I'm the only one in the house that fasts, but that's part of the reason why I love intermittent fasting is because I can do intermittent fasting and not affect what the family's doing. Whereas if I was doing like low carb or keto, now we got to have 2 sets of meals and it's kind of not all the same. And it's not recommended that children fast anyways. They need to get in as much food as they can while they're growing. Watching from Denmark. What's good, Denmark? Best fitness tips to gain lean muscle, progressive overload, eat protein. You have to lift a little more weight than you did the last time. And again, just a little, right? If you could increase any of your lifts by 2-3 pounds a week, which is a lot for some lifts, if you do that consistently and you're eating protein, you'll put on muscle. Florida. Adam, I've emailed you twice, no response. Hey, Adam, I apologize for that. I'll go back through and see if I can find it. Again, I apologize. I get a decent amount coming in, but I'll go back through here, Adam, when this is over and shoot you a reply back. If you, Arizona tuned in, Houston, Michigan, watching from Indiana, greetings from Germany. That's awesome. I was actually born in Germany. My dad was in the Army, so I was born there. British Columbia, British Columbia, Canada. Love this, bro. Have a good stream. Hey, I really appreciate that. Are you going to get an implant for your tooth? So I'm going to talk with Liz now. I am going to get an implant. I'm actually working with somebody up in Jacksonville. So I'm going to go up there here in the next few weeks to start the implant process. Now, the implant process actually takes months. I got to see an oral surgeon. We've got to come up with a plan. They're going to put in whatever hardware they put in. Then it takes a few months for it to heal. Then they take a mold of the tooth. So it is a process, from what I understand, of like 3 to 6 months. And I'm going to start that here in a few weeks. We were watching from Pennsylvania. What did you do when you get hungry and you're still fasting? So whenever I am wanting to, whenever I'm fasting, if I get hungry, this is my recommendation. This is what I do. Regardless of what time it is, if it's 9 o'clock in the morning and I'm only 13 hours into a fast, or if it's at noon and I'm 16 hours into a fast, I always get something to drink, set my timer on my watch for an hour. If I'm still hungry at the end of that time, I'm going to break my fast, because I'm trying to listen to my body. I'm trying to get healthier. I'm not just rigidly following a fasting plan. So I do set my timer for an hour. I show a little bit of restraint, have some water, and at the end of that time, if I'm still hungry, I'm going to go ahead and eat. I try to occupy myself, stay busy, focus on something. But then I tell myself, hey, if I'm hungry an hour, I've got full rights, permissions, whatever the case is, to go ahead and eat. And more times than not, I'll end up making it, and then that hunger comes and goes in waves. What's up, Ryan? What's your favorite cheat meal, and how often do you cheat? So my favorite cheat meal, I love Whataburger. I'm a big Whataburger fan. A double Whataburger with cheese and French fries, and then probably a milkshake. They don't have it all the time, but they used to have a salted caramel milkshake that was incredible. Now, I don't call them cheat meals anymore. I even have some YouTube videos where I was saying I did cheat meals. I have changed my philosophy around like cheat meals and what I will allow myself to eat. And the reality is I am able to eat. There is nothing that I restrict and say is off limits. When you do that, when you say, I'm cheating my diet, it's like I have absolutely left diet mentality behind and am trying to establish a new routine, a new lifestyle. Now, with all that being said, generally when people say cheat meals, they mean, overindulging. I will say I have those about once every maybe 3 weeks, maybe every 2 weeks, where I'll just kind of eat more. But for me, a good indication of how I'm doing on my diet and how my overall kind of how I'm watching everything is how often I want cheat meals. If I'm going super restrictive, if I'm not eating a lot of calories, if I'm eating super healthy and don't really want to, right? Like if I'm eating chicken and vegetables, not because I want to eat chicken and vegetables, but because I have to, I tend to think about having cheat meals more often. So if I'm thinking like that a lot, then that's a good indication that maybe I'm going too hard. I like to kind of enjoy what I'm eating day to day. So then my desire to quote unquote eat cheat meals absolutely goes down. But the long answer to your short question, I love Whataburger with the French fries and a milkshake. Darian, what's up? Jay, a legend. I don't know if I believe that, but I really appreciate it. I'm obsessed with cardio. My trainer hates that I do so much cardio. I have to purposely cut down on cardio. Yeah, and that's where everybody is different, right? So like what I say is at the end of the day, the best exercise you can do is the one that you enjoy, because if you enjoy it, you're going to do it consistently. And if you can do it consistently, that's really where you're going to win. If you're doing something solely to lose weight, that is going to wear off so fast. Like, yes, you can do it for a period of time, but eventually you're going to have a week where you quote unquote did everything you were supposed to do. The number on the scale didn't go down. And then it's like, what am I doing all this for? And you stop. The reality is if you kept doing it, you would lose weight. But if the only reason you're doing it is to see the number on the scale go down, that's only going to take you so far. The best exercise you can do is what you enjoy. Because at the end of the day, you're going to be consistent. That's really where you're going to win. Adrian, much love. Hey, I really appreciate it. Eat it a Sizzler. Man, I don't even know any around here. Favorite memory of your time serving in the Army? Everybody that I served with, man, I made some great friendships. I still talk with plenty of my Army buddies. We're talking all the time on Instagram or sending each other text messages. Some of them are watching the channel. It's funny, they'll shoot me a message every once in a while. My favorite memory is just the friendships that I made. Beyond that, like experience, Ranger School. I loved Ranger School. I loved everything about it. It was absolutely the toughest thing I've ever done in my life. But it's those things, those memories stick with me. Hey, I love watching your videos. Again, I really appreciate that. They are fun for me to make, and I love that people get something out of them. I always love when people say the comment like, hey, I don't even diet or care about weight loss at all. I just like watching your videos. I enjoy that. I do have a little bit of a creative mind. Have been that way a little bit. So for me, I enjoy making the videos, and I love that people get something out of them. How often do you think about switching up your cardio workouts? So I think one of the things that I try to think about a little bit is, there is something to be said about training for a goal. So I don't currently have a physical goal that I'm working towards outside of just some general weight loss, but I don't have like a race coming up or a Spartan race or a CrossFit event. Like I don't do CrossFit yet. Like I do CrossFit in January, but I've not competed. I don't have anything like that on the calendar. I think planning for some things like that on the calendar can be helpful because it can help guide your workouts. So right now I just kind of change them up as I get bored. And this is my new thing is the walking pad. So I'm going to do this for a month or two, see how I feel with it. Ryan, we live in the same area. It's crazy. Well, if you ever see me out and about, be sure to come up and say, hey, Adam, you're a great family role model for us fathers. I really appreciate that. Again, I think, I loved everything about the Army, but the reason I got out of the Army is in 6 years, I spent 2 of them in Afghanistan. I was getting ready to go back to Afghanistan. And as much as I absolutely love the Army, it's all I ever want to do growing up. As much as I love the Army, the thing that is most important to me is my family. And at the end of the day, I didn't want to spend that much time away from them. I absolutely prioritize family. So I really appreciate that. Do I drink coffee? I do, black coffee. I actually have slowed down a little bit this summer. I don't know if it's because of the heat or what. I was drinking 3-4 cups a day. Now I'm there may be a day that goes by that I don't have a cup. Like I had 1 cup today, and I'm not even thinking about having any more coffee. Really appreciate that. So nice that you prioritize your girls. 100%. I lost my father when he was 58 years old, and my girls are 100% the reason I started on this path of like health and fitness. I want to be around and healthy well into my girls' adult lives. I think, man, again, I think having a family and spending time and making memories with them is the thing that I prioritize, and I love the opportunity to just be able to spend so much time with them. Again, this YouTube, TikTok, like online coaching, if you had told me a few years ago that this is what I'd be doing, it would be hard to believe. But now I can't think about doing anything else just because I get to do so much with the girls and get to make those memories that I'll never get to make again. With your wife being a medical professional, how does she feel about fasting as a healthy way to live? I think a lot of times you can find pros and cons to everything. And the reality is, as long as you follow anything, it's going to be healthier than doing nothing, if that makes sense. So I think sometimes we get caught up in finding the healthiest way to do things than just saying, is what I'm doing now healthier than what I was doing before, and being okay with that. What do you do when you're hungry while it's fasting when it's early? Set a timer for an hour. Hey, what's good, Philip? Watching over from Facebook. What's good? Ethan, please bring back the longer videos. Love having them all while I work from home. So Ethan from Jax, the long videos are coming back. Again, just kind of with everything in the summer, been prioritizing the girls. And when I do a long form day in the life video, that's all I'm thinking about for the whole day. Like sometimes even if we're doing stuff with the family, I'm like in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, am I getting this shot? Am I getting this shot? It can be stressful for me. But I do like making them. I just think they're going to come back kind of once the girls are back at school and I can plan and get into a better routine. Do you have any advice for starting a YouTube channel? So I think when it comes to that, you got to start with kind of like the end in mind, kind of like with weight loss. Like if your ultimate goal is to just see a number on the scale, you're going to fall short because you're not really focused on creating the healthy habits that are going to lead to weight loss. So if your ultimate goal is a subscriber count or a view count, that's going to be really hard in the weeks where you don't have views and you don't have subscribers. Instead, focus on making better videos, showing up consistently. And at the end of the day, YouTube, like weight loss, if you just show up consistently 70% of the time, that's really where you're going to win. You don't have to go super hard and out of the gate, because if you can't sustain it, then it's never going to happen. Like YouTube is absolutely a game of attrition. Find something that you enjoy doing and that you would make the videos for, even if you didn't get the views. That way you can stay consistent long enough to get good. Awesome channel. Love Florida and really like your real life taking fitness. Hey, I really appreciate that. And I think one of the things that I think about for a personal goal for me, and I haven't talked about it on the channel a lot. I think I need to do a better job of kind of putting my goals out there. My goal, I'm 36 right now. I turned 40 in about 3 years. I turned 37 here, month and a half. I turned 37. I was in pretty good shape when I was in my 20s and in the Army. I was an infantry officer. I was super fit. A goal of mine is to be in better shape in my 40s than I was in my 20s. I think that is realistic, but I think the thing that I'm really going to focus on is once I get there, maintaining it, which means I'm going a little slower, right? Like if you watch my videos, it doesn't seem like I'm getting much more fit. But if you look at where I am now versus this time last year versus the year before that, there is zero doubt in my mind that I'm making great progress. The downside is even if you tune in and watch my videos every day, you're going to be like, what is this guy even doing? I can't see it. But I'm going to win because I'm going to do it over time. So when I'm in really good shape, I'm going to have this catalog of 4 or 5 years of videos because I started when I was 33 or 34. When I'm really fit in my 40s, I'm going to say, hey, look, here was the 7-year journey of getting really fit. It's not a 3-month transformation, right? Like a 90-day turnaround is unrealistic. I think we get sold on that a lot in the fitness industry. We get sold on a 90-day transformation. So then when we do a 90-day transformation, we do everything great and our lives don't dramatically change, we get let down and we think that, you know, somehow I am responsible for that. Whereas it's like, hey, listen, if you can just be a little better next year than you were this year, in 10 years, you're going to be that much better. But it's hard for us to commit to something for that long. And I like making the videos so that I can show people, like, here is what real slow and steady looks like, and enjoyable. That's the other thing. I'm absolutely enjoying what I'm doing. If you're not enjoying what you're doing, the likelihood that you stick with it for years, very low. Hello from Canada. Hey, what's good, Canada? Skipped my comment. Well, I read it. You sent me 2 emails and I didn't reply. It takes forever. I'll look after the stream. What do you do if you break your fast earlier than you want to? So if I break it earlier than I had planned on, I'm at the point now where I don't sweat it, because I know nothing that you do today is going to affect where you're at a year from now. I'm looking for consistency in the weeks and months, not consistency in the days. So there may be a day that I don't fast. There may be a day that I eat more. That is easier said than done. I realize that. And I think that's one of the things that I struggle with is I used to do one thing wrong and I would have so much guilt over it that I would carry that on for the next week or two. I would have one day where I would binge eat, and then I would binge eat every day because, like, well, I did it yesterday, I might as well do it today, and I might as well do it, I might as well do it. Whereas now I don't sweat the single days. Again, that's easier said than done. But that's part of the reason why I'm not looking to get fit in 90 days is because if you're looking to get fit in 90 days, you don't have a lot of time and a lot of room for error. But if I'm trying to get fit over a decade, then I can afford to have some days where I don't fast and some days where I eat more. Now, one of the other questions I get is, what are those days where I eat off plan? I had a day last Monday where I ate off plan. I didn't fast. I ate a lot of food. Now, I did not record that. And I will say part of the reason I don't record those is that's a day where I'm just feeling kind of down. I don't even have the energy to record. So you're not always going to see those videos. Know that they still happen. For me, those days happen, you know, call it once every 3 weeks. But I'm not looking to be 100% of the time all the time. What do you think about taking on a client where you use their journey with your guidance as part of your content? Yeah, I think you and I may have spoken before. Again, shoot me an email, ifwithbryan@gmail.com. Hey, brother, hope you've been well. Hey, I really appreciate that. Hey, from Jerusalem. Man, I'd love to travel. I think, you know, maybe here in a few years, I think the YouTube channel may be at a point where I'm able to travel and bring the family with me. I don't see it anytime in the short term, but I absolutely see it in the long term. Dallas, Texas, turning in. What's going on? It's under Drew Durdick, not Adam. Okay, so I'll look at that. Hello from India. What's good? We need an OMAD meetup, Ruck. Yeah, I've got a few ideas for meetups. I need to start executing on them again. Kind of summer's over next week. I'll start kind of putting some stuff together. Have a 2-month trip until Florida. Quick way of shredding. So I'm not the guy for the quick results, because if you do something quick, the likelihood that you keep it up is not. If you do something quick, the odds of it sticking are low. You can make some of those healthy habits, like start with fasting, increase your cardio a little bit. I would recommend against crash dieting, just because you end up gaining it back, or it's what I have seen. Hey, Ryan, love your channel. You seem to eat everything, but is there any food that you tend to avoid? Vegetables? No, I do not like bell peppers. I do not like bell peppers in any fashion. Maybe if they're raw and in a salad, that's okay. But like when bell peppers are cooked in things, I feel like it's the only thing I can taste, and it overwhelms all the other flavors. But like a lot of people have mentioned in the past, I usually say everything is good. And part of the reason for that is hunger is absolutely the best seasoning. I'm a pretty go with the flow kind of guy. If you ever see me say something on the channel is okay, that means it wasn't really that good. I mean, it was okay. I ate it. I'm never going to eat something that isn't good, right? Like there occasionally I will eat something that I deem as bad. I don't film that and put it on. Like if I take a bite of something, I won't include that in the day because I'm not one to bad talk. If I say something's okay, it was just that. It was okay. I'm probably not going to eat it again. If I say something was really good, it was. Watching from Aruba, what's good? San Diego, New York, I love that. She works pre-op, Army Base Ramstein. So I was actually born in Fulda, which they closed that one. Why do I fast? I started for weight loss. Now it's weight maintenance. And honestly, I just feel better when I'm fasting, which is part of the reason, falling off my treadmill, which is part of the reason that I keep it up is I just like the way that I feel when I'm doing it. Ankit Patel, we went through your class in the last year. Thanks for helping my habits for long-term weight loss. Ankit, hey, what's good, man? I still get your notifications on my Apple Watch. So keep up the workouts, man. I'm watching every one of them, so keep it going. Love to see that, man. Do I have a normal job? Depends on what you say normal is. In 2023, I think I have a fairly normal job. So I do YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. I publish the videos. I get a decent amount of my revenue from each of those. And then I do online coaching on a one-on-one basis, is what I do for work. Do you just do CrossFit? So I do 3 things. I do CrossFit, probably 3, sometimes 4 days a week. I also do traditional strength training. I do CrossFit because I just want to be in overall good shape. Those workouts remind me of the workouts that I did when I was in the Army, which again, I'm chasing, trying to be in better shape than I was in my 20s. CrossFit it does help with my overall fitness. It also helps me kind of turn off and not have to think about my workouts in that I didn't have to plan them. I just kind of show up and execute. So I do like that aspect. Me personally, I enjoy bodybuilding. I got into bodybuilding when I was in college. I was never super in shape or never really big, but I did enjoy weightlifting and bodybuilding. So I still do those. I actually did that style of a workout today. I was in the gym. I do about 1 of those a week just because I enjoy them. And for me, they're super fun. I like bodybuilding style of workouts. And then I'll mix in some cardio. Hey, Ryan, you're one of my favorite fitness content creators. I really appreciate that. I'm curious about how you deal with the pose labels after drinking a lot of bone broth. With whose loads? I'm not sure what that means. I like bone broth. Again, it's just a good way, especially if I'm doing over a 22 or 24-hour fast. It's a good way to ease back into digestion. I am 71 inches, 5 feet 11, and an 11 or 12, depending on who makes the shoe. What's up from VA? What's good? Best cardio exercise is the one you enjoy doing. Because if you enjoy it, you're going to do it consistently. If that happens to be pickleball, then it should be pickleball. If it's running, it should be running. Looking for best is a trap that we can fall into. Because whenever you find what could be the best, you're going to have some people giving examples as to why that's not the case. I think the best is the one that you will do consistently and realistically. Because when you show up, if you did consistently the quote unquote worst workouts, whatever that cardio is, but you did it consistently, you're going to beat out somebody that does the best cardio 3 times and never does it again. Jacob, the best and most relatable fitness content creator. Watching your journey has been awesome and have no doubt your channel will continue to grow. Man, again, I really appreciate that. What started as a way for me to keep myself accountable, I absolutely love what it has turned into, and I'm beyond passionate. Love the content, brother. I really appreciate that. Okay, I love running. Perfect. Running is a great form of cardio. This is Juan. I love your videos. I appreciate that, Juan. Champ, thank you for your service. Hey, I appreciate that. The Champ is my absolute honor to serve. Cozy says, thank you for your service, Ryan. It's great to watch your journey because it helps inspire me to lead mine. Thank you very much. Again, I appreciate that. It was an honor of a lifetime. Some great memories, my time in service. Hey, how was the trip to Disney World? Did you visit all the parks and stay at a Disney resort? So our last trip to Disney, we just did Disney Springs and one Disney water park. I want to do Disney more. It absolutely is expensive, especially when you start adding in the hotel stay and stuff like that. So we stayed at a Disney Value Resort. We stayed at the All-Star Music. We did one day at the water park, and we did 2 days just at Disney Springs. And that was still fun. Had a good time. How am I enjoying 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea? Well, here, let me show you, actually. Woo! We got it right here. I'm enjoying it. We actually picked this up at when we were still in Jacksonville, a place called Second and Charles, used bookstore, but I did kind of like the cover and everything. I have read this already once before, and I just crossed kind of the halfway mark, but it's good. I'm trying to read at least a chapter a day. I can be obsessive by nature. There was actually a point when I was in the Army. It's also when I was on deployment, so that helped. I read a book a week every week for a year, and that was fun. 20,000 Leagues was one of the books that I read then. It's just a fun read. I like it. I'm going to read The Mysterious Island next. I really liked that book. I'm kind of the follow-up. I'm deployed right now. I miss my wife. Hey, man, thank you for your service. I know absolutely what that's like. My first deployment was rough. My first deployment was rough because I hardly ever got to talk to my wife. We were out at a remote combat outpost. Like every 2 weeks, we would come back to refit, and we would have to dial. Like I remember, if you've been on deployment and you were, more than 10 years ago now, you remember phone cards. Like we had phone cards, and I memorized the 16-digit PIN number to be able to call back to carry, like that we would have to load minutes on. That was my first deployment. My second deployment, I had internet in the room, and like we were on Skype every night. But I know that can be tough. Hopefully you get to talk to your wife often. Hey, what's good? Like the username. Have you tried Trinity Fitness in Melbourne? I have not tried Trinity Fitness. So I'm going to CrossFit Maverick right now, and then I joined Crunch Fitness. CrossFit, because I do like CrossFit classes. It's nice to show up. And then Crunch Fitness, I was looking for a gym that I could join and go to on the weekends when I like to go early. So they're open earlier on the weekend, 7 a.m. And if I want to get in on a Saturday or Sunday morning workout, and I still like to lift weights, so I joined Crunch Fitness in Melbourne. If you're ever there, see me, say hey. Got a leg day today, and I'm not looking forward to it. We'll keep it going, man. Just realize, another 4 or 5 days, you won't be sore anymore. Hey, what's good, Ryan? Advice to how to get out of depression. Just had a family member pass away. Really been down the past week. Hey, man, I'm sorry to hear that. Sorry. My condolences for your loss. I think sometimes it's just, I don't know that I have the best advice, although I have struggled with it in the past. I think kind of taking a step back and getting a bigger picture can be helpful, and know that, there are people rooting for you. So I hope you're feeling better, man. And again, sorry for your loss. Jennifer Malden, you're the best, bro. I really appreciate that. My little sister, y'all. Chase, hey, what's good? I still haven't tried key lime pie. It looks sour. So it is sour. It's a little bit of tart. That's part of the reason why I like it. Everybody's taste buds are a little different. I enjoy that little bit of tart. I think that's one of the reasons that I like key lime pie. It's the same reason like people like sour candies and stuff. People just like that taste. I prefer like a tart taste. Love your content. Keep going. I appreciate that. 20 minutes high intensity cardio or an hour at a steady pace for fat loss. High intensity cardio is great. I like HIIT, high intensity interval training, when I'm pressed for time. It really is nice to just be able to go and knock it out in a short period of time. I did. Favorite dessert other than key lime pie? Cheesecake. Love cheesecake. Love good cheesecake. So do you recommend intermittent fasting for weight maintenance? I have digestive problems. My doctor has recommended it to me, but I do not want to become underweight again. They said it might heal my gut. I am not a medical professional. I tell people always listen to the advice of your medical professionals. As far as weight maintenance goes, it has been good for me to maintain my weight. the only thing is, at the end of the day, weight loss, weight gain, weight maintenance all comes down to a calories in, calories out. So if you are doing fasting, it may give your stomach and digestion a period of rest to be able to recover. And then if you don't want to lose weight while fasting, just making sure your calories are at a sufficient amount during your eating window so that you're not losing weight. Serena, I'm from Florida, started the paleo diet and lost 40 pounds. I love that. I love the idea of paleo. That's probably one of the ones that I have looked at in the past. And again, at the end of the day, you got to find what you enjoy doing, because whatever you're consistent with is where you're going to get the best results. Do you follow the 80-20 rule? Yeah, I absolutely do. And honestly, man, I'm probably 70-30, if not 60-40. I'm more good than bad. Now, everybody has a different opinion on what quote unquote good is and what bad is. I try to run a calorie deficit. I try to eat a decent amount of protein. Beyond that, life is too short. I just do not have the patience, time, or energy to focus on like ideal micronutrients and are you getting all this and that. It's like I focus on not overeating and trying to get decent protein. I try to keep it as simple as possible, because if it's simple, I can execute on it. And if I can execute on it consistently, I'm going to win. Have you ever had the Portillo's cake shake? I have not. I don't even know that. This is a good one. Do you pay attention to macros at all? Try to hit a certain protein intake a day. So I do try to prioritize protein. I'm not tracking calories right now. I tracked calories for my first year on intermittent fasting. I probably could use a refresher, meaning, go a month where I track everything to kind of recalibrate so I know how many calories I'm eating thereabouts. I just try to prioritize protein. So a good example, I'm not fasting right now. I did an 18-hour fast today, broke my fast a little bit ago. I had a protein shake. I'm going to have some of the Tyson chicken strips and some kimchi. The kimchi is low in calories. The Tyson chicken strips is high in protein. I'm going to have that because we're going out for burgers tonight. So I know when I have a burger, yeah, I get a little bit of protein in that patty for sure, but I'm also going to have the buns. I'm also going to have the fat from the sauces, the cheese. That's not what I would call a high protein meal. A high protein meal is a big steak. Hamburger is not that. Because I know I'm going out for a hamburger tonight, I tried to front load my protein early in the day. I don't know how many grams I got. Maybe I leave going to dinner with already have eaten 90 grams, which is just a good place to be. I'd like to see the days that you eat without fasting and see what it looks like. So I have one of those videos coming, a day where I didn't fast. It should be out this upcoming week. Timothy, hey, what's good? Big body Brody. Hey, I play high school football and I'm lineman, overweight. My coach wants me to stay this way. I've always struggled losing weight, but learned how to be active and healthy with my weight. So that's important. You got to enjoy what you're doing. And then just understand that, whenever you want to make a change, whether it's gaining weight, losing weight, whatever you do, just make those changes slowly and sustainably over time so that you stay consistent with it. Hey, Ryan, do you play video games? Would love to see you on Restoria Maine. So I don't, unfortunately. I have an obsessive personality. I don't even have a video game console. If I did, I fear that's all I would do. Hunger is the best seasoning needs to be a t-shirt. It's absolutely the case, and I need to get that on a t-shirt. Hunger is 100% the best seasoning. Don't eat for a while and eat something. It's going to taste better, which also makes it easier to eat food that is healthier. So I don't recommend there be any foods that you cut out, but looking back at myself, there are foods that I no longer eat, and I'll give you two of them. One, Little Debbie's. Show me a video where I'm eating a Little Debbie in the last year or two, and you're not going to find it. I don't eat them anymore. Ask me how many Little Debbie's I ate when I was 275 pounds. A lot. I would eat so many Little Debbie's. Like my favorite, beyond favorite, was the strawberry shortcakes. I would eat the strawberry shortcakes, and I would eat a box, 6 strawberry shortcakes, probably like 1,800 calories in a day. Not even think twice about it. But I don't really crave that anymore, because now when I think about it, it's like, was it that good? And it's like, no. Now other things to me taste really good that aren't as highly palatable, And I really think intermittent fasting has helped me with that. Would you rather never eat key lime pie or never eat beef jerky? Never eat beef jerky because there is no substitute for key lime pie. The substitute for beef jerky is steak, and I would just eat a ton of that. Checking in from Fox 4 in Dallas. What's good, man? India, what's good? How's everything going? Watching from Spain. Oh, Spain's like top of the list. When we're able to start traveling, Spain is absolutely a place that I want to go. Hey, Ryan, been wanting to tell you this for a long time. I started watching you in January 2023, and ever since I've been working out 4 times a week, started doing 16-hour fast regularly, and now I'm down 35 pounds. Man, that is absolutely awesome, SZ. I'm super excited for you. Again, I'm like beaming right now. Anytime I get messages talking about people instituting what they've seen on the videos, it really does mean the world to me. Again, the fact that I'm able to do this and inspire others, it gives me so much satisfaction. I absolutely love that. I'm super excited for you, man. That is absolutely awesome. Anthony, love your videos, my guy. Family's everything. Your videos make my day and remind me there's still good people in the world. I really appreciate that. I think most people are good. I think the only thing I don't like about the internet is how people will talk on the internet. You never say that in person. I try to speak to people on the internet like I would speak to them in person. Man, life is too short to be so negative. That's for sure. Hey, Ryan, what do you recommend for someone starting out with intermittent fasting, looking to lose 105 to 115 pounds? So my recommendation for everybody, whether you got 100 pounds to lose, or you got 10 pounds to lose, start with just, if you want to get into intermittent fasting, doctor clears it and all that kind of stuff, start out with just 16 hours. Stop eating at 8 p.m. Don't start eating until noon. And don't change anything else. Don't change your diet. Don't start a new workout program. Don't try to get in a gallon of water and 10,000 steps. Don't try to do everything. Just fast for 16 hours and do that for a month or 2 until you are doing it without even thinking about it. Once you're doing it without even thinking about it, then start to incorporate the next healthy habit, which is fitness. Start to work out 2 days a week consistently. Work out 2 days a week consistently for a month, then work out 3. Then start to work on your nutrition. Shift your mindset of having to lose 100 pounds in the next year to having to lose 100 pounds in the next 5 years. And what that's going to do is every year you're going to add a new habit. But when you get there, you're never going to go back. You want to build healthy habits to the point that you're doing them without even thinking about them. I'll give you an example for myself. Diet soda. I'm a big diet soda drinker. I always have been. Even when I'm fasting, and I have drank diet soda for the last 3 years. I was never at a place where I was ready to work on the habit of cutting out diet sodas. Now, in the last 2 months since we moved into the new house, I'm finally at a point where I don't even think about fasting. I just do it automatically. I don't think about working out and fitness. That is a part of my day. I'm eating protein consistently. I'm not eating junk food. It's like, okay, now I'm at a place where I can work on diet soda. I have now switched out and I'm drinking LaCroix. So just focus on doing one thing at a time and do it until you're not even thinking about it. When I get to the point that I'm drinking LaCroix and sparkling waters and not giving it a second thought, I still have to will myself some days. There are still some times at the grocery store I'm like, I really want a diet soda. But when I'm doing that healthy habit without even thinking about it, now it's time to get a new healthy habit. Where I'm going to win and where you're going to win is by really submitting to and believing the idea that I want to get healthy for the rest of my life. So if it takes me a few years to get healthy, that's okay. And by really focusing on that, I think that's where a lot of us are going to win. I'm 19, started intermittent fasting 2 years ago, and find your story very inspiring. It's cool that you enjoy time with the family at restaurants and fit in your plan to do the same as all 110%. And then I'm 275, looking to lose weight. Where should I start? Same thing I just said. Start with one thing, focus on that thing for the next 2 months. And then when you were doing it without even thinking about it, move to the next. Does exercising have any effect on fasting? Does it affect hunger or appetite? Everybody is a little different. I think I do feel it more if I do like heavy cardio. Like if I run 5 miles and fasted, my appetite is going to be higher. Started following you towards the end of last year. Your content has helped me to lose 80 pounds this calendar year. Man, I absolutely love that. That is absolutely incredible. If you're still here, Jacob, or if you're watching this now, everybody be sure to give Jacob big kudos in the chat. And then if you're watching this on the replay and you're at 45 minutes, be sure to say congratulations, Jacobs, in the comments on this video. And then the answer about losing 100 pounds, just talked about it a minute ago. Can we have the jambalaya recipe? So if you want the jambalaya recipe, follow me on Pinterest. I'm at IF with Ryan. I don't do anything on Pinterest, but if you ever want a recipe that you see, follow me on Pinterest and look at the people that I'm following. I'm only following one person, and I'm following Carrie. The jambalaya recipe is in there. So if you follow me at IF with Ryan, follow me on Pinterest and then see who I follow. I follow Carrie, and she's got the jambalaya recipe in there. It's for the Instapot, and it's great. Been following you for a while. Came by to drop a like, real wholesome content. I really, and it's Batman. Hey, I really appreciate that, man. When I say I don't eat breakfast, lunch, my family thinks I'm crazy. How do you tell people nicely that breakfast and lunch aren't necessary? I'm not hungry. I am not hungry. I'm not going to eat when I'm not hungry. I think eating by the clock can lead to weight gain sometimes because, again, at the end of the day, our bodies were designed to work a certain way. My body works better when I feed it when I'm hungry. And if I'm not hungry at breakfast, I'm not hungry. I prefer and I feel better when I have black coffee. Now, I'll have breakfast occasionally, sure. But and then eventually, my family is beyond supportive. I don't comment on what they eat and how they eat, and they don't comment on, like, live and let live. Thoughts on an animal-based diet? I like the idea of it. I tried it for a week. My biggest struggle is doing that with a family is tougher because I'm not one to be like, we're all eating this way now, and you're going to get on board whether you like it or not. And it's very inconvenient when you have a family and everybody's not doing it, because if you are a family and you have kids and you know what it's like it's a struggle to get dinner made. Like, I'm not going to pile on that, making two different kinds of dinner, one for me and one for the rest of my family. I like the idea of animal-based. I would lean that way. Maybe in the future, that's kind of, again, where I shift to. But now it's just harder from the sustainability aspect. Do I practice any devoted prayer, meditation, yoga, or anything like this on top of your workout IF? So I'm a Christian. I'm not the best at it. I'm trying to get better about getting into quiet times and prayer. But I'm not as consistent as maybe I should be. I appreciate all the great videos you make. Keep it up. I appreciate that. What do you bench? So we benched yesterday at CrossFit for a 1 rep max. It wasn't a lot. I thought it was good. I was satisfied with it. I did 265. I think at my strongest when I was in the Army. I don't exactly remember. About a decade ago, either 275 or 285, thereabouts was my 1 rep max. So I'm close to that. But 265 yesterday. Squat was 325 and deadlift 415. Greetings from Rome. My wife and I are huge fans. I love that. Haircut looks good. I appreciate that, man. Vince in Jacksonville keeping me sharp. If you're watching this and in the Jacksonville area and you follow me on Instagram, be sure to check out my barber, Vince Day, Elevated Barber Studio. If you're in the Jacksonville area, go get a cut. Tell him you heard about it here. I think that'd be cool. He gives a killer fade. Oh, hey, the familia as well. Family's doing great. Love your videos. Keep it up. I appreciate that. Love watching your videos because I graduated from Merritt Island many moons ago. My daddy used to work at Patrick Air Force Base down there. Love that. And it's crazy now that Patrick Air Force Base is now Patrick Space Force Base, which is weird to hear. But again, we love being back in Melbourne. Love being close to family. Other than that, hey, y'all, I think I'm getting ready actually to sign off. I apologize. I wasn't able to get to every single message in here. But again, I really appreciate each and every one of you. The fact that you all watch and get something out of the videos really does mean something to me, and I'm going to do better. I'm going to schedule this next one and look forward to talking to you all soon. Again, if you're liked this video and want to see another one, I'm going to leave another video on the screen here now. Be sure to check that out. And remember, we're not looking to lose weight fast. We're looking to lose weight forever. Thanks again, and I will catch you in the next video.